What's going on, everyone? It's Greg back with some more Moonlight Sculptor, and don't really have any gameplay footage today. What I really want to do is talk about some special recipes. And what's special about these recipes? These are all the recipes that give you an additional effect on top of the usual stat effect like charisma, knowledge, intelligence, wisdom, etc. So these are ones that come with some kind of extra buff, and some of them are actually quite good that you really need to look at using, especially some of you that have a lot of points put into charisma. So let's go ahead and get started. There are actually quite a few recipes to look at, so I am showing you just kind of a reference. This is pulled from a document put together by someone from Discord. I will have all the details in the description if you want to go look at that resource. There's actually quite a bit there, more than just recipes, but it is a quick searchable text file where you can find all the recipes. So I did take the time to go through and pick out all the recipes that had an extra effect. So let's get started because there's quite a few to go through. And we are going to get started with the charisma foods. So under the charisma foods, we have our honey ice cream, which will give you ice resistance plus 10 for 20 minutes. Not a big deal. So it's probably not too much of a special one. Salmon salad, increase max attack by 100% of charisma. There's some folks who really believe in the pets and have put, up to like 60 points into charisma. If you've done that, this might be okay, but again, you're kind of also, going for the +1 boost on charisma. This 60, if you have 60 points and a 60 attack, I don't know if that's as much value over some other buff, or getting, I think in a lot of cases it is better than, like in the case of a mage, with our intelligence, I think we're only getting like 1 attack point per intelligence. So in that case, if I could do intelligence plus 10 or get 100% of attack, and there is actually another recipe for intelligence we'll go over in a little bit, then that 100% of attack is actually going to be quite good. So I don't know if that's going to work for you, but that is one you can get. Then we have blowfish sashimi. I think in real life, blowfish is actually quite toxic, and it's actually a delicacy in some countries, and it's also illegal in a lot of countries. So actually quite funny here that you get poison resistance from this food. I know I'm not gonna go over the recipes here. You can see them as I go through. If you need to, pause the video and see what those recipes are, or you can look them up on your own reference. Next, we have caviar, which will give you an additional fishing XP for 40 minutes of plus 150. I've done some fishing, but I'm not sure exactly how much XP you get, so I'm not sure how much of a boost that is. Again, we have marsh snail soup. I actually kind of want to test this on myself because it says gathering XP plus 70. So again, is it a flat plus 70, or are we getting it every time we gather? And this one I'm very curious about, because right now I think the gathering XP is 1 per gather. So if it goes from 1 to 71 per gather, that'd be quite interesting. I have a funny feeling it doesn't do that, but I'll have to check that one out. I don't know where we get snails from, but we'll have to see. Then we have Tenkulu, I think. Tenghulu? I don't know how to say that. Alright, we get the charisma plus 5, and then we get gathering XP plus 20. So that's a smaller boost than the plus 70, but I'm assuming this is probably a little bit easier to make. I'm not sure. Grapes, I haven't found grape shit. I'm not sure where those are. So I don't know. I don't know which one of these is. I don't even know what this is. So that's all of the charisma food and the additional buffs you can get there. Now let's go to the intelligence. This is the one, my favorite one as a mage. I am buying up all the salt I can, all the salmon I can on the exchange, because I am making salmon steak every time I can. This is what I use. I save it for raids and special things like that. This gives me an increase of max attack by 100% of intelligence, and right now my intelligence is like 110, so that gives me a 110 attack boost. Not too bad. I definitely will take it. Not as good as maybe like a percentage boost, but what the heck, I will take it. It does take 3 salmon, which is a purple fish, so definitely hard to come by, and this is can get expensive to make. You can get a delicious salmon steak, which I think boosts this to 60 minutes. I'm not 100% sure. Next, we have grilled rainbow trout with butter, and it's going to give us a stun resistance of plus 10%. Then we got steamed crab, which will give a debuff upon attack of bleeding. Now, I don't know how much damage that bleeding does or what, but that's interesting. I haven't had any crab to test this with. I'm not sure where you can find crab at this point, but it takes 5 Versa King Crab. I don't know if that's a purple or not. I'm assuming it probably is. So that would actually be pretty hard to make. Then we have Marlin Steak, which this actually has gathering XP plus 100. And of course it has intelligence plus 10, which is pretty nice as well. And this takes marlin, 2 olive oil and pepper. Marlin, I'm not sure if that's a purple. I'm assuming most of these are probably the higher tier fish. I think it's also funny that most of these are some type of fish, so that's kind of interesting. Those are the ones that give the buffs. Then we have blue crab soup with piercing power plus 5%. We have spicy rice cake with fire attack plus 20. All right, let's move on. Constitution. So we have first one is grilled catfish, knockback resistance plus 10%. Roasted cutlass fish, pierce resistance plus 20%. And we have cold jellyfish salad. Sounds disgusting. This one will give a debuff upon hit of MP cost increase. Not really sure. I mean, the only place I can think of that comes into play would be for PvP, and I'm still not sure you would choose this over anything else. Then we have saw-edged perch stew. We have increased max attack by 100% of Constitution. I'm not sure exactly which classes would put points in the Constitution. Grilled eel. You can get increased max capacity by 200% of Constitution. I mean, I'm not sure I would eat a food for capacity. Even, you know, it'd probably have to be a longer period of time to be worth it. Although I guess if you are auto farming for a long period of time, you could put this on auto as well, and therefore you could keep your capacity up while auto farming. Then we got melatonin, and we have a sleep resistance of plus 15%. Moving on, we have our wisdom foods. So we have dark adaptation of plus 4. Then we have dark adaptation plus 7. That's for carrot soup, and then thick carrot soup. Then we have thick garlic soup with damage versus undead plus 5%. Chocolate ice cream with ice attack plus 10. Bitterling broth with additional fishing XP plus 100. So I honestly, if someone can let me know down in the comments below, I'm not even sure what dark adaptation is. I'm not sure what stat, you know, that kind of goes with, or what class. Moving on to agility. Agility foods, we have a dark adaptation of plus 10 for steamed monkfish. Then we have eel-topped rice bowl. Sounds like some sushi. Increase max capacity by 200% of agility. Again, situational. Sort of yellow tuna sashimi. We have increased max attack by 100% of agility. So that's probably, and it's got the plus 10 agility flat. So this is probably a decent one for who puts points in agility? Is it Sculptor? Then we have grilled Regus eel, HP recovery plus 100. I don't think that's, you know, a huge deal. Fish cake soup, additional fishing SP plus 10. I think that's the lowest out of all the foods. Moving on to our last but not least, strength plus 10. Well, strength foods, and we're getting strength plus 10 from both of these, and both of these have to do with XP after elimination. We have grilled grouper head and fried cuttlefish. Grilled grouper head will give you 20% XP, and fried cuttlefish will give you XP acquired, 10% extra XP. So that is all of the food that give you the additional buffs. Again, my favorite is salmon steak for mages. I am buying up all the salmon I can and making that as frequently as possible to use it on raids and things if I by chance, you know, can get up there in damage. So hope you guys enjoyed this guide. Hope it helps you maybe find some foods that would be good for you to make. If you can, go ahead and put a like on the video, put a comment down below to help me in the YouTube algorithm. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next one.